There is little doubt that Sony R&D are working on a PlayStation 5 and probably have been doing so for some time. With the oddity which is the PS Pro and the upcoming behemoth that is the Xbox One X, what can Sony do to make the PlayStation 5 something more than what, say, the PS Pro and the Xbox One are? This face belongs to Stu, this is 3B, and we're getting out our crystal balls. Yeah, don't really think I want to do that. In a few weeks, the Xbox One X will be launched. The PS Pro has been out for some time now, and both machines are not true generational leaps. Only when we get true console generational leaps, like we did with the PS3 to the PS4, does development move forward. So right now with the Xbox One X and the PS Pro, both great consoles, but still not as powerful as they really could have been, more so in the PS Pro's case, and neither really pushing development forward aside, say, from 4K and perhaps HDR. This then leaves Sony at an opportunity. This could be fraught with risk, of course, but Sony have proved in the past that they are prepared, probably more so than Microsoft, to develop the latest and greatest rather than playing it safe. So if Sony do produce a PS5, what could we expect? Oh, and I'm more than aware that this is all very speculative, and this of course is just my opinion, so aggrieved commenters, just keep it cool, okay? So personally, I feel Sony need to make a leap, a true leap with the PS5. None of this softly iterative development. Now I understand there could be more iterative updates with the console ranges that we have now, but much like we see with mobile phones. But this doesn't push development and progress within the industry. In fact, it stifles it. One where we see giant leaps, or when we see giant leaps, only then do we see huge steps being made in game development. Now I feel the time is we're ready for that. By giant leaps, Sony perhaps have to move forward in terms of the console not perhaps being backwards compatible for the sake of allowing the move forward in hardware. They could perhaps, if they wanted to, develop something more advanced that may be powerful enough to run an emulator of the PS4. So those with games already from the PS4 could still play them. There is of course the PS Now, which may be the PS5 could come with a free subscription for 1 year, say. There is always the issue of those moving forward a console but requiring their old games to work on the new one. That has always been really a tricky issue. Also, games would need to be developed specifically for the PS5 rather than the PS Pro and the Xbox One X patches we see to provide some updates on the textures, for example. Sony, I believe, are going to go all out with the PS5. They could have learned their lesson with the PS Pro, which was a means really just to steal thunder from the Xbox One X before it got out of the gate. It was never going to be any great advancement, and that is very clear both in terms of the hardware and its design. With the Xbox One X being Microsoft's basically Xbox One Pro, Sony have an opportunity to be the first out of the gate with a new generational super powerful console that could really drive the advancement of game design forward. Right now, it's very unlikely that Microsoft are thinking of releasing a new console in, say, within the next 2 years. Granted, the Xbox One X is well placed for the uptick we will likely see in the adoption of 4K TVs over the next few years, more so than the PS Pro is positioned. Yet what there is beyond that from Microsoft, are we going to see more iterative updates on the Xbox brand? Sony then are actually in a rather unique position that if played well could in the next 2 to 3 years be the console of choice, that is the real true next gen, and be the advancement we saw from PS3 to PS4. So what do you think? What do you think Sony are up to? What do you see the development of consoles moving forward? Are we no longer going to see generational leaps and more iterative ones instead? Do you even believe that Sony could in fact be working on a PS5? Love clicking things? I do, you do, we all do. Why not click some more things like the subscribe button? Or in fact there's a bell button, how exciting! These mythical buttons make numbers grow and alerts appear like magic. Do it now and be part of the wonder of the interwebs. How about another video? Look, it's there. Lovely new video to watch when you're done clicking. Yummy.